What up, Bucs fans? This is Michael Plus from Real Bucs Talk. Joined as always, my co-host Mark Ramirez. And coaching is an issue. Coaching matters, and it seems like it's a problem for this team this season. A lot to discuss. Obviously, as the Buccaneers lose to the Cleveland Browns yesterday in a game that was just frustrating to say the least, as they lose in overtime. But Mark, I'll let you start it off. Obviously, so much we can talk about, but whatever you want to bring to the table, I'll let you have the floor.
All right, so let's break it down. Nothing's really changed on offense. We're still bottom of the barrel. We're six from the dead last in offensive points production, and it's no signs is that going to get better. We scored below our season average of 17.8. I think we got 17 on the dot. So terrible performance on the offensive side. It's always been terrible performance on the offensive side. Something we've talked about year in and year out, week in and week out. And yes, I'm giving homage to Mr. Byron Leftwich, who has yet to change it all. You saw a sprinkle of change in Seattle or against Seattle when we're in Germany, and we dubbed him Mr. Lefty. Hefty Lefty. And that guy decided not to ever show up again. And you saw the same shit, different day. Running on first downs, giving away running the ball, loading the box. And you wonder why Rachaad White gets tackled for 1 yard loss and third and short. It just the same dumb shit. And it's repetitive. And then you ask Todd Bowles today. I mean, I love that they grilled him left and right with questions about, oh, do you guys do one-on-ones? Like, are you sure? They asked him like 3 times the same question. Yes. And there's a whole, I guess, conspiracy theory thing of, is it truly Todd Bowles not wanting to let Byron Leftwich go because of OBA brought him in and said, keep him as offensive coordinator, so Bowles is stuck with him? I don't agree with that. I think it's bullshit. I think if you're the head coach, it's your job on the line, your throat's on the line. This is either your job or you have to prepare yourself to make it look good for your next job. And you're not looking good. Like Cutter hasn't had a job at all because of his performance here in Tampa Bay. Mm-hmm. This is what Todd Bowles is starting to look like right now. Great defense, does not know what the hell to do on offense because he doesn't know how to control a team. He knows how to do a great defense, but he's just not making good decisions when it comes to my play caller, timeouts, time management, stuff like that. He's just not doing well in at all. And yeah, I made a post on Twitter about, some people want to hear him be loud and get emotional. No, he is who he is. He's not BA. I like the way he actually is. It's just when you see a problem, same thing if he saw it on the defensive side, he would make a change, whether it's secondary, find a pass rusher, find a way to improve in any way. He's just not doing that on the offensive side, noticing that it hasn't worked 11 weeks in and you're still doing the same shit. This is my take, my original take, plus take it away.
No, I agree. And going back to the offseason, when Todd Bowles was made head coach, he could have brought in whoever you wanted. Again, you're the head coach. It's your staff. So obviously he wanted to, he came in at, I think it was March when he was named the head coach. So at that time, you probably want to keep the staff together because of continuity. Yeah. Obviously, it was a staff that had an offense that was a top 5 offense in the league over the last 2 years with points per game and all that. So you figured, okay, we're just going to stick with what works. And, that's what they did. And obviously going into this season, a lot of things happened before the season started. But you're right. He's the head coach. He should be able to see these things and see what needs to be changed and what needs to be fixed. And he hasn't made those adjustments. He hasn't held the standards to the same degree as he does the defense. He keeps calling out the defense when the defense hasn't done anything wrong. They've been consistent week in and week out. And really, they're the reason this team has 5 wins and probably the reason they should have more, but they don't because we haven't held the same standard on the offensive side of the ball where you're playing certain guys that shouldn't be playing. Yeah. You're not using those players correctly. You're not calling the proper sequencing. You're not doing the right processing. All those things it's just not jiving. So, and then when they do call it correctly with play action, guess what? They score a touchdown with Kieft. It's just, it's mind boggling. It's very frustrating. And it's sad that even I think Bud Cannibal said it. He's like, we're in first place, but it's sad to be it because we don't feel good about the team.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, I mean, let's break down what the offense looks like. Let's bring this up. Boom. So this is offensive stats, team stats. Top of the line, Kansas City Chiefs, almost at 30 points a game. 30 points a game. And where were the Buccaneers? Like I was mentioning, 6 from last, 11 games in, scoring 18.2 points per game. So we got a point below our season average. Good God Almighty. Terrible. There's no way of possibly winning consistently when the mean is around 22 points a game. You're scoring 17. It ain't gonna happen. Let's go on to passing yards. Usually we're passing yards or passing team. Okay, we got right here 266. That's not a normal Tom Brady number. I know he's getting a lot of passing yards because guess what? Where's our running game? Dead last. 73 yards a game, 18 points a game. We're next to, oh my gosh, the Rams. Talk about another tumble down the. Damn, that's bad. But looking at the Bucs, no running game, no conscious effort to get the running game going in different ways, no effort into scheming it differently. Things we talk about here week in and week out, and you just don't see it. I mean, and it's not going to change. This is something I kind of said on Twitter. The Bucs defense keeps you in games. The offense has to win you the games. And this is clearly of what's going on. You're 5-6 now. You're a below 500 team. You're just not a good team because you have a really good defense. I said a juggernaut defense. Someone got upset. Oh, they got juggernaut. They've only had 2 turnovers the past month. But guess what? The defense is still withholding everyone to this piss poor offense. This is like the 90s Buccaneers. But look at the offensive weapons we have. There's a glutton of weapons. They just don't know how to use them. It's like giving a toddler a nail gun. Yeah, a nail gun can make a damn mansion, but he's not going to do it because he's a toddler. He's an idiot. That's what I feel like Byron Leftwich is. Like it blows my mind. How some people are like, see, look how easy it is at some moments, and then it's lost. And it's just not ever going to change.
Yeah.
All you can do is just get frustrated and mad. I mean, when I even talked to you during the game, I'm like, this isn't, we're either going to tie or we're going to lose. We're not going to win this game. It's going to overtime. We're not going to score. We can't. No. It's almost like they get worse throughout the game.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah. And the another funny thing from, I think it was from today's, or maybe it was yesterday's press conference after the game about Todd Bowles talking about we couldn't finish on third down on offense. I'm like, why are you playing for third down? And I was like, you can get a first down on first down. Like there's no reason to settle for third downs. And I feel like this team is just in that mindset that they can just play to third down. Like, why do you even want to get to third down? That should be not the game plan. You should try to avoid third downs because guess what? If you don't get the third down, you have to punt the football. And then when you do have opportunities to go for it on fourth down, we decide not to. I mean, fourth down on your own, inside their 37, 4th and 2, you got to put the ball in Brady's hands and let him go for it, go for the win. And that's something that they didn't want to do. And that goes back to the end of the game where, yes, the Browns had a 4th down and 4th down and 10 or whatever it was on the Njoku play. Yeah. Call a timeout before that down. And who cares if they score, they score. Okay. You got a minute left with Tom Brady and the 2-minute offenses, which they're at their best when it's 2-minute offense because they don't think out there. Yeah. They take Leftwich out of the equation and they move right down the field. And you're telling me with over a minute left, Brady can't get you in field goal position with one of the best kickers in the league. Like it's just coaching scared, coaching conservative, not being aggressive when you need to on offense, not knowing how to call it up. And you're doing great things on defense. You're making adjustments. You're doing all these things. You're stopping the run. You're adjusting your game plan to fit the Browns offense. And you made adjustments, taking out JTS against the run. You put in Carl Nassib to stop the backside pursuit, all these good things. And you let it go to waste because you don't know what to do on offense. And it's just very frustrating. This team should be at least 7 or 8 wins right now, and they're not because the offense can't get out of their own damn way.
And I like how everyone in the group chat they're talking lightly. I mean, because I think it honestly because everyone's acting this way because it's expected. Like nowadays, it is what it is. You have a shit show offensive play caller. You have plenty of weapons, but again, they don't know how to use them. And to me, the most hated drive of the game, I'll bring it up here. Let's actually bring it up. I don't know about how everyone else felt about this, but with 2:35 left in the game, get it to the offensive hands. Let's see if we can ice this damn thing so the defense doesn't even have to come out on the field. Let's just ice it, right? Okay. Probably give away. It's going to be a run. Okay, cool. -3 yards. They got to take a timeout. Great. Okay, you took some time off at least. Second down, incomplete, deep left.
Yep.
Just if you're going to do something, just run the clock out. I mean, that's usually what they're doing at this point. They usually get so conservative. Be conservative then. Just run the damn clock out again. Make them to call another timeout. You go an incomplete pass, stops the clock. They just stop the clock there. Then Brady gets sacked. And it was him holding the ball for a long time. Like, it was a long developing play.
I think no. Oh, well, yeah, that sack. I think, yeah, you're right.
Sack, yeah.
He was. Yeah, I'm thinking of the overtime sack.
And I'm like, what in the hell is going on? And then second timeout, that's a second charge timeout when they could have just gotten all 3 timeouts done. But no, let's just incomplete deep left, which that wasn't working all game. They tried to go back to Evans, still went incomplete. They're just not knowing how to get him open. They don't know how to run plays to win a game. They don't just know how to do anything on offense. And then this just summed it all up. So he gets sacked, loses 7 yards, to get a timeout. And it was honestly a shorter punt from Camarda. And then special teams does what it does. They'll end up scoring a touchdown. But offensive, that was the worst play call decisions I've ever seen.
Yeah.
With 2:35 left. I'm like, okay, at least get it so far down where they can't push the ball deep at all. And you couldn't even do that. You couldn't even do that. Couldn't even get it to the 2-minute warning. You gave them a 2-minute warning and a timeout back. Pathetic. That was the quickest 3 and out I've ever seen. And I mean, that summed it up right there. And that was when the Browns were like in the dumps because they just dropped a fourth down pass. You couldn't. It blows my mind.
They had like, it was what, 6 3 and outs or something like that throughout the game. It's just, it wasn't good. Like, and that's why I talk about, in-game adjustments on offense, like understanding what the Browns are doing. Okay, they are singling up Mike Evans. Okay, yeah, you want to attack that matchup. You want to try to go downfield, but you got to play off of that. You got to do something different to maybe free him up, maybe do pick plays, do, man beaters, stuff like that, where you can get these guys more open. They should have utilized Scotty Miller more. I know, maybe not throw him the football, but just use him to get him downfield to take away coverage and open up the middle field, middle of the field, which was open all game long. Chris Godwin on play action pass worked every single time.
Yeah.
Didn't run it enough at all. And like, just little things like that. We saw no mesh concepts, no, in routes, no drag, passing or anything of that nature. Nothing to get the defense off balance. And then the run plays that you did call that works. We didn't do it enough. Cleveland is a team that likes to run sideline to sideline. They're fast. They have fast linebackers that like to move east and west. The way you beat them is you run up the middle and you gap them to death. That's how you beat them. You play physical and you run north and south. But we try to run east and west with guys that just don't do that well. And you played right into their strengths. Like, you have to understand what was working. And we didn't run it quite, not enough. I know Rachaad finished with, I think, 60-something yards. One of them was a big, play, 30-yard run. But still, like, having Tom throw it over 40 times, still. Like there was just no identity or flow to the game, and that's something that has just happened every single week, and it's not changing.
Hey, look at that. This averages wise, 14 for 64. Yeah, the one was 35 yards.
Right.
That's 4.5 yards a carry.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Keyshawn Vaughn looked good when he was running the ball. Julio had the one big run. They just didn't stick to things that would work. And passing the ball isn't working.
Right.
43 attempts by Brady in a game where you're pretty much leading or it was close. Usually everyone gets mad. Oh, it's Todd Bowles that's holding Todd Bowles back or holding Leftwich
Mm-hmm.
back. I'm not necessarily thinking that's the case. I think
Yeah.
it's more just terrible execution, terrible play call, terrible sequencing, stuff that we've been saying week in and week out.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, some things work, and then the things that could have worked, you expected Brady to make a perfect throw. And yes, he's not playing at the upper echelon type that he usually does, but it doesn't matter. Put these guys up to succeed. I mean, teams don't have half the crap that the Bucs do, and they can't do anything.
Yeah.
It blows my mind how bad the offense is and how stupid or stubborn that Todd Bowles is not to literally go right up to Leftwich and say, listen, it ain't working.
Mm-hmm.
Change it.
Well, yeah. Well, the reason the pass attempts are so much higher than the run attempts is because what they'll do is, again, they think, oh, we'll run it on first down, we'll get 1 yard, and then again, the next 2 plays have to be passing, plays, and they don't get anything. So again, it goes back to the process of throwing on first down like you should to get yards, to get into second and mediums, to get into second and shorts. That's when you can run the football. They did some of that on the first couple of drives of the game where, you were setting yourself up for second and short where you can convert a first down and not get to third down. But again, it goes back to that process. They change it up and they don't think they can do this or that, consistently when you can. And play action does work without a run game. Continue to use it and use your passing game to set up your running game. So there's a lot of things that they just do. It's just backwards, and it causes all these third down conversions. I don't know if you can bring up the third down stats, but 4 of 15, I think it was, that they ended up being.
Is correct.
Yeah, 4 of 15, and two of those third down conversions were in the first half. So, or like the first drive, I think it was. So they were 2 of, what was that? 2 of 13 the rest of the way. That's god awful. That's awful. That's really bad. Really, really bad, guys. So gotta be.
But this is why people say it's Dumb and Dumber,
Mm-hmm.
and Todd Bowles is getting the dumber version of it because you
Right.
keep putting out the same dumbass to call plays. Who's the bigger
Yeah.
idiot, the idiot or the idiot putting out the idiot?
It's head coach. Head coach is in charge, like, and it goes back to the clock management. It goes back to decision making, understanding when to put your foot on the gas. And again, and I said this I was on the Loose Cannon show earlier, like, be aggressive on both sides of the ball. Like, what do you have to lose? Your defense is playing lights out. Trust your defense. If your offense makes a mistake or a turnover, which is not very likely at the moment,
Yeah.
and he made that excuse today. Oh, I didn't want to burn the timeout because I was afraid Tom was going to throw a pick. I'm like, Tom's only thrown 2 picks on 470 attempts. Now, he could have had more picks because some of those passes were dropped by opposing defenses, but still, it's like, you gotta trust Tom to be aggressive and make the right plays. And to on Tom's side of things, yes, he hasn't seen the field great this year. He's been missing some things. He's been missing reads. He hasn't been trusting his offensive line because in the first half of the season, he was getting killed. I mean, when he was trying to hold the ball, he was getting sacked, getting hit. So he's trying to get rid of it. He's trying to play on a timing scheme where he's just going first read and go. And sometimes that hurts him where other guys are coming open on his second and third reads he's not getting to. So all of it, I mean, that all plays a factor into it. Bottom line is offense as a whole not getting the job done
at all. I mean, and that's a stupid thing we keep talking all year about, and it's not going to change. There's not going to be any change. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
And someone was saying, or Robert Green was actually mentioning this. He said, "Okay, would you because I made the point of saying, okay, based on Todd Bowles' loyalty to Byron Leftwich, whether it be BA's loyalty
Right.
put upon Todd Bowles to hold on to Leftwich so much, it's either Todd Bowles and Byron Leftwich are still here next year, or both of them are gone. There's not one of them's going. I just don't see it happening. I mean, you would have
Yeah.
already done it by now. Like anyone that watches football is just blown away how bad this offense is. And yes, there is,
Right.
like you mentioned, opportunities that are there. Brady has missed. He's just not getting to his reads fast enough. But that is also telling. The offensive play caller needs to be like, okay, well, let's find easier reads he can hit faster.
Mhm.
Where it's an actual drawn up play where it's going to go to this guy only. Like Kate Otton's touchdown against the Rams to win the game. That was a Tom Brady called play because it was an individualized play. This is guy's going to get open. It has to be here. They're not doing that.
No.
They're just running their same blanket shit that every team can see and read and jump immediately to what's going to happen. And it's downright pathetic. And I said that at the end of the game. And then
Yeah.
not using Kate Otten, yet another stupid thing. A guy that's done successful things 3 weeks in a row, and then because Braid's back and healthy, let's just dub him over. It's almost like the Saints thing. Like Giant Jameis was the starter, and all of a sudden he gets hurt and comes back. Nope, never mind, he's not the starter. Like I get, but damn,
Yeah.
man,
Yeah.
Kate
I
Otten's really
fully.
was better.
Yeah, I fully expect, Luke Gedeke to be back at starting and Lenny Fournette to be starting here soon. So yeah, I mean, to your point about, Todd Bowles and Byron, as far as like, could he fire Byron Leftwich? I think now when Todd was made the head coach back in March, I think it was more of, again, it's his team now, so he could have made changes to the staff, but I think he was under the impression, let's keep everything status quo and let's just go into this season, see what happens, and go from there. Now, will he make a change in the offseason? I don't know. That remains to be seen. I think it could happen, but to be honest, like if they were going to make that type of change in season, they probably should have made it already by now. You had the bye week. That was perfect time to make that call.
That made the loss even worse. You had 2 weeks to prepare for
Right.
the team. You couldn't even do it.
Exactly. And you're coming off of 2 wins. And really, when you look at it, the Rams game almost lost that one, but
Yep.
Brady bailed you out. Yeah, Brady bailed you out with that one, and Kate Otten bailed you out. So yeah, I mean, there was a lot of evidence to obviously make the switch, and I don't know. Yeah, I think you're probably right. Like if one of them is going to get fired, probably the whole staff is probably going to have to go, or they're going to have to make some type of change where they keep some of the guys on staff or whatever, to keep systems in place. But if it continues to go down this way, yeah, it might be time to shake things up and get in a scheme that is going to benefit, the talent that you have on the field.
It's just you made a point of saying you feel bad for the defense. I mean, yes. I mean, we all feel bad for the defense, but still, Todd Bowles did make a point of saying it doesn't matter. The defense has a job to do themselves. They shouldn't have allowed that touchdown. To your credit, yeah, they call a timeout. They get everyone situated. They know what the hell they have to do. Maybe that's an incompletion, and the Bucs win the game based off of that.
Right.
But still, it doesn't. Devin White was right there. It was one hell of a pass, one hell of a
Should have
catch.
called a timeout regardless. I mean, give your offense at least a chance to go down the field and score. Like, you have to play it smart. Situational football. Like, okay, yes, it's a very low chance that the Browns score on that 4th down. It took a one-handed hell of a catch to make it happen. So, with that said, call the freaking timeout. Who cares if they have more time to discuss it over? It's still a freaking 4th and 10. Gives your guys opportunity to really dissect it too. But if they do get it, then guess what? Guess what? You got a minute left to go down and at least try to score a field goal. Like,
I can see your argument, yeah. But I guess at that moment, I can see why you wouldn't. I mean, you just had.
But why are you holding your timeouts? Like, there's no reason to hold them. Play.
It's not
use
holding
them.
it. He saw it's 4th down, 4th and 10. They need to make a hell of a play. My defense has got
Yeah.
pretty much
But you
momentum.
can still make the play with over a minute left though. Like give yourself time just in case you don't make the play. Like you got to be smart about it and give your offense a chance to go win the game. Like you can't put that much trust in your defense. Yes, they've been dominating, but at the same time, just in case they do score, you got to have a backup plan, and your offense has an opportunity to go win the game. That's why you play it, to win.
Yeah.
And you got to be smart, call the timeout, even though it is fourth down.
Yeah. I mean, they
You can't allow him
but
32 seconds left. You let him get it all the way down to 32 seconds. It's not good, man. You're just keeping those timeouts. And then when you do get the ball with 32 seconds, you don't use your timeouts. You get a big play to Julio Jones. You could have 20 seconds left and maybe have a chance to get the ball into field goal range, but you can't.
Where were they on that touchdown? It was 4th and 10, so they still had.
They were just outside the first and goal range, so they could have got a first down, but that's unlikely if they get it to the 1 yard line. Still, like they're going to the end zone regardless.
Yeah.
You need to call a timeout. Yeah.
I mean, I can see both sides. I'm not going to get totally upset about that one.
No, it shouldn't have even come to that. And that's the frustrating part. Like the game should have been already over.
Yeah.
But again, offense can't do diddly poo. So it's like, what are you going to do?
Yeah,
and that's the thing. That's the problem with this team that I see. It's the same issue that Tony Dungy had. He didn't hold the offense to the same standard as he does the defense. He's expecting his defense to be perfect. And they almost were yesterday. But why can we not expect that from the offense as well?
Its name is Byron Leftwich.
Right.
And it's not, yeah, it's.
Hey, look, your brother's in here.
Double is actually a terrible head coach.
Yeah.
He's not wrong. He's not doing good at all. I'll say that. He's a hell of a defensive coordinator.
But 5-6 with this team, no bueno.
No. And I mean, they were almost forced to have the right running back in. It is god awful what you see on TV. Yeah. And something that right now I'm immune to it because it's just crap after crap. And like, okay, well, we're going to be in the game. Do we win it? I doubt it, but it'll be fun to watch until the end because we'll lose.
Mm-hmm.
And like, it was fun. It's funny. Like, I think the Buccaneers media people put like, oh, everyone take a breath. I'm like, no, you should not take a breath. You're in a social media outlet to get your voice out, to be heard. I'd rather be screaming and hollering to let people know that they're playing shit. Look what happened to Devin White. Mm-hmm. It obviously got to him because the dude's been playing out of his mind.
Yeah, he's been playing great.
And that 4th down, it's not necessarily his fault. He was in position. It was just one hell of a play and catch. Yeah. I'm not mad at Devin White. I'm the first one to yell at him when he does something wrong. He's playing out of his mind right now.
Yeah, his
offense hasn't been jack shit. The only one that hasn't taken it to the yelling and wanting more from their team is Todd Bowles and Byron Leftwich. Todd Bowles may look good on defense, but you're not doing your job as a head coach. Yeah. You're the leader. You may do some good speeches, but you're not making the motives of action to go right up to Leftwich and say, it ain't you. It's not. It's how it is. And it's egregious that he's still the offensive coordinator.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and to the defensive, point yesterday, I mean, yeah, they missed some tackles yesterday that could have been a little bit better, but you got to look at the team you're playing. Cleveland, they are a very good running team. I mean, Nick Chubb is a beast. He's hard to stop. They're top 5 in rushing. They average over 150 rushing yards. They had great designs with the runs, a lot of counters, a lot of shotgun runs. Yeah, exactly.
0-3 would be the final score.
Oh man, yeah.
Broncos, Bucs.
Let's ride. All right. But yeah, I mean, it's Cleveland was, smart. And even that first drive, we talked about it yesterday, Mark, and how they made an in-game adjustment where they were continuing to run it to the left. They saw that JTS was over pursuing. They call a perfect reverse at the right time, and they get a touchdown because of it. That's what I'm talking about when you look at offenses in today's league. They make those minor adjustments. They see a little thing that is going on, and they attack that weakness. Bucs don't do that at all. They just continue to run their plays, hope for the best, and that's it.
I mean, but the offense is enough. I'm not even going to talk about the offense again. It is what it
Kieft,
is.
he was the positive.
I mean, there's positives. Rachaad White,
Look good.
positive. Kieft, positive. Cade Otton, when he is allowed to play, positive. Your rookies are looking good. The GM does well in drafting guys.
Chris Godwin's good.
Don't know how to use them.
Yeah,
that's clearly what it is, and it's been this way for years now. Like, I remember having this same talk with Robert Greene last bye week. This team's going to go as far as offense is going to take it because the defense is good enough. The offense just can't. It's not consistent enough, and it hasn't been for years. Yeah, they put up points prior with 3 or 4 Hall of Famers on the team. You lost Gronk, you lost AB. You try to fill it in somewhere, but you didn't change anything. Yeah. You didn't. You have to change every year. They say they do it, but they don't.
Russell Gage hasn't been healthy, so.
But I don't give a shit about injuries. You still have 3 solid wide receivers, if not top.
You got Godwin, who was, Godwin was working well. You have Mike Evans when, they run the right routes for him and get him open, design him, plays that he's good at. Don't try to run the same 9 route every time, even though it should work. It's there, but where did
he go?
Where did Cade go? He did. He was on the field, but again, he was just blocking. They didn't really run him out for routes, but. Yeah, Kieft was a positive, scored on the Spider 2Y banana. About time we did that. So,
never run it again.
No, it should have been called multiple times because it was open every time when we were in that bunch formation. They finally did a play action out of that formation. Chris Godwin got a big play, but it's just they don't do it consistent. They do nothing consistent on offense, and that's the problem. They are inconsistent with their plan of attack, so that's why they have inconsistent execution over and over again. So, yeah,
again, Elon Musk per day, he'd be able to fire the entire staff.
But then he would just rehire them, and it wouldn't be good. So, because he fired he fired some of the Twitter staff, but then he brought some of them back. It's like, if you're just gonna fire them, just keep them all out.
Here's my question though. Byron Leftwich was almost gone. He was tempting the Jaguars and everything.
I don't know.
Even if, you had to have assumed.
Right, he had the opportunity.
Who the hell was option B? Like how we knew Jameis was okay there, but behind door number 2 was Tom Brady. Ooh. What the hell happened here? Like, who was behind door number 2 in our offensive coordinators? Like, you're going to tell me you didn't have something set up where if something like this happened where they look like shit all the time, that you could just quickly, okay, your turn. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know the
time, but
I don't know.
It's long gone. It should have been 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, I don't know if it would have been someone like already on the staff right now, like Harold Goodwin or Clyde Christensen or one of the younger guys, maybe Kevin Gardner or Garvner.
Coach.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Thad Lewis, I know, has been mentioned. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know where they would go.
Coach, he ain't too damn bad either.
And he's before. Yeah, Clyde Christensen.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know where they go if they make that change. I think Monty Kieft. We're just naming random people. Right. But I think I'm with you. If they're going to make a change, it's going to be the whole staff. Like, it's either going to be all of them go or none of them go. And they're probably going to get another opportunity going into next year, depending on what happens at the quarterback position. And it's, again, we're a long way from there. The positive, you're still in first place, miraculously, because Atlanta lost, and you still have opportunities to win the division. Probably could get in with 8 or 9 wins. That's probably what it's going to take. So
that's gross.
Yeah.
It's not fun to watch. No game this year has been fun to watch.
No, it hasn't.
We haven't
the only
away from a team.
Really Yeah, the really only fun was maybe the Kansas City game because at least we were trying to be aggressive and we scored some points, but defense didn't have their A game, obviously. But yeah, it's been tough.
I mean, look at every home game. I
Yeah,
mean, the Falcons game, we almost gave that game up. The Rams
Pack.
game, we were losing the whole time. I wanted to leave.
Yeah,
I was like,
Packers we
"Let's
should have
just
won.
go."
Yeah,
Packers,
yeah,
every game that's been at home has been the worst game I've ever seen.
yeah.
Like
And then you had the mess on the road with Pittsburgh and Carolina. I mean, should have won at least one of those.
like nothing of this season has been a fun watch. Nothing.
Mm, yeah,
And there's no signs of that changing. And then Monday night against New Orleans, we're going to get shut out.
yeah.
We may
New Orleans.
get shut out.
New Orleans
Again.
is New Orleans is going to be tough. I'm pretty sure our defense again they'll do everything they can. They'll hold the Saints probably under to 10 points, 10 to 17. I would say the range. But can the Bucs offense score 20?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know. Defense is going to have to get turnovers, and really maybe that's what it takes. I mean, I think every time the defense gets at least a couple of turnovers, we find a way to win. We got turnovers in that Seattle game.
Yeah.
That helped us, even though I think we had more turnovers in the end. But yeah, I mean, yeah, it's gonna be tough. Even though the Saints, I think, are down. I don't think they have Lattimore, so I think that helps. But Cam Jordan against Josh Wells, that's probably not going to be a good matchup.
Nope.
And be tough. Max protect.
Again, they should change and scheme things up differently. But considering Wirfs is going to be out, they should honestly run a shit ton more.
Yeah, but they
Brady
won't.
should have no more than 30 throws this next game. But no, he's going to have like 45. We're going to have no running game whatsoever. We're not going to try and run the ball. But, I mean,
they'll try. They just won't do it the right way. They'll get into those 3rd and 8, 3rd and 9 situations, and then at the end of the game, they'll be like, "Why were we 3 of 13 on 3rd down?" Well, guess what? You had 3rd and long the whole freaking game.
And that's another thing that pissed me off with Todd Bowles. He says, "Oh well, we've done it in the past. We're going to do it again moving forward. We just got to get back to that. We got to coaches got to coach better, players got to play better, got to execute." No, it isn't that simple. It is that simple, but you got to be able to identify who's not doing their job as a head coach. He's not doing it. How can you do so well in one room? You can't just expand that a little bit more. Clearly, Leftwich isn't doing the job. If your DB coach is doing bad, would you still have him there, or would you switch it up? It's kind of that simple, but he's just making it harder than it is.
Yeah. I mean, and speaking of DBs, since you mentioned it, Jamel Dean playing outstanding. Pro Bowl season for sure.
Consistent.
He has been lights out. And Carlton Davis, same thing. I know he fell down on the Mari Cooper, but yeah, that's a tough situation. He was playing great. Antoine Winfield also, playing lights out. Mike Edwards, the whole secondary, I thought they were doing good things. Again, it's just them staying healthy. I don't know for whatever reason they fall down and they end up being hurt. So hopefully they're okay. Going forward, I know Winfield's got an ankle sprain and a couple of the other guys got contusions. So, but yeah, not many positives, at least not on the offensive side all year, which is sad.
Yeah, I mean, we're gonna try and no, we're not gonna try and hype them. It is what it is. You're gonna be in every game. You're easily gonna be in every game. It's just not gonna be pretty. And Scotty Miller is not your savior. That's another funny thing. The Cleveland Browns, when they were driving down the field, you saw all the fans telling everyone to shut the hell up.
Right.
Everyone in the stands were dead. Buck fans, Bucs Nation, total opposite. Idiots. Let's get louder. Let's get louder. And I say that on purpose because, guys, if you're in the chat, please help someone out if they're in the stadium with you. Home field advantage is supposed to be a home field advantage. You got to be able to be smarter. Like, if we're driving the ball and we have the offense on the field, tell the people next to you, shut the hell up. Listen, you enjoy it, but this is good that we're being quiet because that gives the offense more time to think and do what they're supposed to do. Be loud when the defense is out there. I feel like we are just some of the dumbest fans that there are. I'm saying that out loud because it happens week in and week out. It's almost like Leftwich is
Yeah.
out in the stands at all times. I don't get it.
Yeah. Yeah. They get too excited. I think because a lot of them are,
Uh,
just Brady fans. So they're going crazy for Tom. And yeah, they just need to realize offenses at work. They put that on the jumbo
yeah,
screen. Like you gotta, you gotta listen. But then at the same time, maybe they're just trying to pump up the offense because the offense hasn't been exciting. So, try to, get them to execute at a higher level, but just not working.
yeah, yeah. But I mean, defensively, that's what happened.
No, just
I'm not that stupid. I'm not saying you. I'm saying everyone in the chat. If you go to a game, try and help spread the word that okay, if the offense is on the field, be quiet. It's as simple as that.
yeah.
Second, the defense is out there. You're our voice. Go help us out because I know Plus turns beet red screaming at people. Shut the hell up.
Well,
Buck fans, shut the fuck up.
it's just football etiquette, guys. When you go to a game, you should know on offense, you have to be quiet. Defense, you can be loud as you possibly can be, but they just don't get it. They don't understand. And yeah, you can cheer a play when a good play happens, but after that, you have to be back to quiet. So
Yeah.
it's just football etiquette. And again, there's a lot of new fans that maybe haven't been to a game, so they're learning. Hopefully they're learning, and when they come back, they'll figure it out. But again, it remains to be seen.
Or like when people get pissed off, oh, 76 jumped false start again. Were you shouting his name the whole time, or were you just being quiet so he could hear the snap count?
Right.
So it's little things like that that bother me, and it is what it is. I mean, it's enough that we get to see shit on the field.
Mm,
I don't, let's at least try and help him out.
yeah.
So home
Yeah.
field advantage isn't an advantage.
Well, with that said, after we called everyone dumb, no, just kidding. Um, be sure to hit that like button, comment down below, or just leave comments on this stream what you guys think. We appreciate all the support in the chat. Be sure to subscribe if you're new here. We appreciate all the new subscribers, every single one of you. Much love and support. We're going to try to ramp up the content. I know it's been slow, but again, this season has just been frustrating. So it's like, do we really have to watch this and watch the film? But yes, we are gonna try to put it out there for you guys. But really, it's the same stuff, and we talk about it over and over again. So it kind of gets it gets mundane a little bit. It's like, why do we have to do this? But they do it. They continue to do it. So, but again, we appreciate all the support, all the love, and comments that you guys leave. It's much appreciated.
And we would rather be talking good, positive things like a play that happened or some things that we're consistently doing, but there's no identity on the offensive side of the ball. And then defense looks good, then they quit put out to dry, and then they get the blame at the end of the game.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're not supposed to allow points to be scored, 23-17, but they did. They shut them out all the way to the fourth quarter until the last 30 something seconds.
Yeah.
It bothered. Yeah, and they shouldn't allow a first drive. I feel like every first possession, they just let the team run down the field. That is a problem, and that needs to get fixed up. But there's no complimentary football here, and
Mm.
I want it to change. I wish it would change. All I can do is complain to see if it'll get, and hopefully more people will complain, get
Yeah.
louder about it, and think changes will happen. That's the only thing you can do. Is there any hope? Plus,
Yeah. Is there hope? Yeah. I mean,
who?
I'm I'm trying to be positive. I even wore this shirt. I don't know if you guys can see that. It's Believe Ted Lasso.
Sell
Like
crazy someplace else. All stocked up here.
Yeah.
so I'm trying to be positive, but yeah, I mean, hopefully, as far as hope, like they start doing more play action. They start being smarter on offense. And I even said it. I said it in one of my chats that I'm in. I'm like, maybe the players will revolt against the coaching staff, and Tom Brady will just call the plays on every single drive and be like, "No, Leftwich, I'm going to do it my way, and we're just going to go from here. We're going to run no huddle offense. We're going to do play action, and see what happens. And I think they did that to a degree in 2020 and 2021, where they did change things. But again, you had an all-pro personnel on every level of the field with, Gronk, Antonio Brown, and, Godwin and Evans, all these guys where didn't really have to scheme. They just ran whatever they wanted and they got open. So, yeah, I mean, I don't know if they can figure it out because you're already 12 weeks in and the process still hasn't changed. It's not a good look.
And like I said, nothing's changed.
Yeah.
Like the offensive coordinator is still the offensive coordinator. And it's sad. It's like Todd Bowles, do you not see what's going on? Do you not go into the offensive side of the meeting groups and be like, okay, what isn't working? What do you know works?
Mm-hmm.
Keep doing that until someone stops it.
Yeah. And what's crazy is he came out with this great speech. I mean, everyone saw the speech that he made, and that was, before they went on the 2-game win streak. And he talked about accountability. He talked about being mentally smart. He talked about all these things that, we have to talk to each other. We get in here, we don't talk. Yeah, players and coaches. And he talked about how, the players are the ones that have to do it. But that's not, coaches have to do that too. You have to be mentally smart, and you're seeing mental mistakes by the coaches, and those mistakes go down into the players because the coaches are making the mistakes. So it's a ripple effect.
Starts on top.
Yeah, from the top to the bottom. And these guys are not they're not doing what they're preaching. Like, you got to be better. And it starts with him. He has to be much better. And the clock management, the game management, all those things. And going forward, offensive staff has to be better as a whole and understand certain players are playing better than others. Let's play these guys and let's use them correctly. And let's go get the freaking wins that we deserve. So got to go make it happen.
And it's not the O-line's fault. Brady had plenty of time to throw the ball, especially the first 3 quarters. Yeah, Myles Garrett in overtime took it to another level. Like, he's like, forget this. I smell a win. I'm getting after it. And they didn't help Donnie at all. I think Donnie's probably tired as shit running around with Myles Garrett all game.
Yeah.
Didn't help him. And he spins off like 2 sacks in a row, it felt like. Or he contributed to getting Brady to move in the pocket. He had a sack and a half, but it's not the O-line's fault. Leverett is doing pretty damn good at left guard right now. He helped out a lot.
Right. But Gedicke's coming back in, so
Yeah,
it is what it is.
Oh, we lost Pless. I think Pless had a stroke. I don't know what happened, but he's gone. He jumped ship, guys. I don't know. Pless jumped ship. But let me keep talking some offensive genius until he comes back. Okay, because I'll take the floor. Byron Leftwich, I don't want to see him. Don't want it. No more. Oh, and here he comes. Plus, did you have a stroke?
I got booted out. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, you're good.
Okay. No, I was going to say Krillin. Yeah, those diplomas are real. So just let you know that. Yeah, one's a bachelor's and one's a master. So I am a master at something.
A master at holding up diplomas. Here, let me fix that for you. Boom.
Yeah. So what are we looking at? Oh, the stats.
Bucs. He had to throw up.
Yeah, pretty much. My internet crapped out on me. So.
Oh my God. Guys, I feel the pain.
You're funny.
Hide screen throw it. Hey, so if you guys see it, again, it's Corey Hall usually brings some good stuff. Let's see.
Yeah, he's always smart.
People don't realize you don't have AB and Gronk. Tom was missing progression in this game too.
Yeah.
Yes. 100% facts. But Corey, if you're still in the chat, whose fault is it? Okay, we don't have AB and Gronk. Tom's missing. What should be done? In your opinion, what should you think should be done? Is it Brady's fault? Or, okay, He doesn't have those weapons. He's not getting it to them. Or should the play caller be helping, noticing that he doesn't have these Hall of Famers and AB and Gronk to throw to? Or do you just flat out, oh, Julio Jones can do the exact same thing AB can do?
Yeah.
I mean, the play caller, the scheme is just not working with the players that you have right now. There's no change. There's no, I mean, stuff that you did with those guys, you can still do, but you just got to make sure it's the right personnel and you got to scheme it better. Like sometimes our short passing game works to help out the run. Yes, but you don't do it frequently. And then you do it when you set it up, everyone knows what's happening. And something that we say week in and week out, that you're not putting guys in position to be successful at all. And it's annoying. And blame Gage for being hurt? No. You have what you have on the field. You use it to your fullest ability, and you're not using it at all. At all.
No, agreed. And Corey made good points. I mean, and that's something I noticed, yesterday's game. Like you needed to add more speed on the field. That's why I was like talking about utilizing, Scotty Miller and trying to create more space and use his speed to take away coverage. They didn't do that. Like there's just so many things they could have done to help create space for these guys and talking about, sitting in the zones and continue to run, versus their man coverage. Yeah. I mean, you have to design plays to get these guys open. Like there's nothing being done to work the field or work the space that's in the field. And that's something that's hurting them consistently. They just don't do that. They don't attack the matchups that are there. Like you have to see that, okay, Mike Evans is not having much success against their corner Emerson. Let's go attack something else, or let's find a way to get him off of Emerson and put him on someone else and run plays like that. And there was just nothing done to do that. I think they did one play where they had Mike Evans run a fly and Godwin on the out route. That worked, but didn't see much of that. Didn't see any flood routes. Didn't see any of the stuff that usually works for them.
Yeah. I mean, I can't even say anything else about the offense. It is what it is.
Yeah.
Nothing's going to change. We're going to talk ourselves blue saying how they should do this, should do that.
Yeah, I know.
It's going to stay the same. And until there's a new OC or there's a new direction or they prove otherwise, it is what it is. And you're just going to see a whole bunch of finger pointing and Todd Bowles sadly going out there saying, I know I hate saying the same thing over and over again.
Yep.
With the fact that you're saying the same thing over and over again, it's not working. It's not working in the coaches' meeting groups. It's not working with the players. It's not working with the media. It ain't working. Flat out change, or you're going to be fired soon.
Yeah. Defense, just got to hope they play perfect, get some turnovers. That's really the way, and they're going to have to do that. Help this offense find a way to put up points on the board. But yeah, it's going to be tough unless they can just
have a prediction.
Yeah.
A prediction. This is what's going to happen. Monday night, Dalton's going to start. Bucs defense is going to look flawless. They're going to hurt Andy Dalton. Jameis is going to come back in, lead him to victory.
Probably.
Lead him to victory.
3-0.
Yep. He's going to dive for a crucial first down.
Or even worse, it's going to be 10-9, like it was, or should have been like the last year or the year before that. What was it, 9-0? Yeah, last year.
Shutout. Yeah, shutout at home. It's going to be another one.
Yep.
Shutout at home.
And it's a primetime game, so yeah, it's coming.
Shutout at home.
Oh, man.
Jameis leads them to victory. And this is me saying, I hope it's a shutout the other way around. The Buccaneers win 21-0. I hope that's what it truly will be, but
should be. But
no
again, we're saying a lot of shoulds and a lot of coulds and a lot of woulds, and it's probably not going to happen. So, and like Mark said earlier today, it's like this team is what it is. It's a 5-6 team. It's inconsistent, and that's what you're getting right now. Inconsistent results. That's what it's going to be going forward, unless, like we talked about, change has to happen, and we haven't seen that. So, but I love the positivity. I hope so, man. But Will's at right tackle. I mean, Corey Hall realists. So yeah, probably gonna get worse. But again, guys, I think that's gonna do it for us because we're just gonna continue to talk how bad the offense is. Appreciate all the support. Be sure to hit that like button. Thank you, every single one of you that joined us tonight. Again, we're gonna try to get more content out there for you. Try to go over, the film. Let's paddle. Yeah, they definitely need a rowboat for sure.
Oh,
Yeah, it's just you got to laugh at it right now. It's very laughable. It sucks, but just got to keep laughing at it. Mark, any final thoughts? And
Tom's going out with a bang. And hey, at the end of the day, realistically, your Buccaneers can be in every game. I just want to win every game by 1 point.
Hmm.
Even if we would have won that game 17-10, I would have been happy. It's a win.
Mm-hmm.
I want to win every game. They're likely not going to, but let's see. We're going to be in it. That's all you're going to say. It may be a frustrating year. You never know how frustrating long this can go. Hey, I think we're going to make playoffs based on formalities of the other teams. But other than that, let's keep enjoying this weird season. And hopefully, once we get in the playoffs, things can change. But I highly doubt it. Other than that, guys, go Bucs. And let's keep rooting for the team. You never know. You never know. Let's ride. Let's paddle.
Let's paddle. All right, guys, that's it from us. As always, go Bucs. Hope you guys enjoyed the broadcast, but not the outcome as it was yesterday. And with that said, everyone have a great week. Go Bucs and Cobra Kai.
Watch it. It's damn good.